Founded in 2011, the Center for Neurological Studies and their advanced imaging protocols provide an opportunity to identify injuries not previously detectable. CNS utilizes a comprehensive battery of screens, including advanced MRI imaging, pituitary hormone testing, quantitative electroencephalogram, and neurooptometric testing. The mission of the Center for Neurological Studies is to improve the lives of people with neurobehavioral disorders. Innovation. CNS was founded on its leading-edge diagnostic imaging.
One of the things that I think we do very well at CNS, the Center for Neurological Studies, is to identify brain injury when it exists and to differentiate it from the non-organic or the psychological causes. Regardless of the patient, whether it's a former NFL player or it's the men and women returning from theater, we're considering the whole person. We're trying to understand what's gone wrong with the whole person. We're deploying all of the diagnostic technology to make an accurate diagnosis.
Ex-Detroit Lions quarterback Eric Hipple took some mean hits back in the day. Now the former football player wants to know the full impact on his brain.
If you take enough hits to the head over a long enough period of time, you're going to develop the pathology. What we don't yet understand is how much does it take?
CNS is using the most sensitive MRI methods available to scan the brain and coupling it with a series of in-depth cognitive tests.
I've gotten hit, and everything was like a fairy tale for the next 2 or 3 plays.
John Frenchie Fuqua played a key part in one of the NFL's most famous plays, 1972's Immaculate Reception. He won 2 Super Bowl rings with the Pittsburgh Steelers, but all those good times came with a price. Diagnosis. CNS provides leading-edge, accurate diagnosis. CNS Medical Director Dr. Randall Benson is a well-recognized expert in the research and application of new imaging techniques used in concussion studies related to brain trauma. Dr. Benson is a globally regarded behavioral neurologist and imaging neuroscientist, recognized for advanced functional MRI methods. His research has been featured on NBC's Today Show and in Associated Press and Time magazine articles. Dr. Benson was the first dual research fellow in behavioral neurology and functional magnetic resonance imaging at Harvard Medical School. His techniques for mapping language areas in the brain led to FDA approval for fMRI pre-surgical mapping, which is now performed globally. Hope. CNS is now providing innovative treatment modalities, providing hope to victims and families.
You know, many of the players from my era are experiencing all types of problems that we don't understand. Talking to your kids or your grandkids, being redundant, saying the same thing over and over, not remembering what you had to go upstairs for, problems that both I and a lot of my former teammates are experiencing. Dr. Benson's leading edge MRIs, diagnostic tools make a difference. It's been a lifesaver for me.
One of our most recent veterans to go through our Hope After Combat program is Bobby.
So we're sitting there, it's like 8 o'clock in the morning, and the infantry calls up on the roof. They're like, hey, there's this funny car, sitting down on Tampa. So then I hear on the radio that he's making his way around the building. And he makes his way to the front gate, and we hear some more chatter, and then it blows up. And so we have this huge mass casualty event and this huge explosion. And then I got up and I took 2 steps and I got hit by a piece of, I think, sheet metal. I looked at my squad leader and I go, I don't feel good. He goes, you don't look good. 4 or 5 weeks later, I started having some really bad memory problems. And it just got progressively worse and worse and worse. And then,
CNS is now in a position to accurately diagnose individuals with these injuries, to distinguish brain injury from psychological trauma, and CNS has developed treatments that optimize the recovery.
this has been the most life-changing and effective treatment program and study I've been through. Through this program, it allows me to not be so anxious about it, not be so hot-headed about it, and look at it and go, hey, you're getting upset, it's time to leave. It's time to take yourself out of it. I couldn't do that before.
This is Jeff. He was involved in a severe rear-end collision with a semi-truck. After his accident, he wasn't able to get a proper diagnosis until meeting with CNS.
We're in this meeting with Dr. Benson. The questions are getting more intense and more intense. And so Dr. Benson kept pushing a little bit more, but then all of a sudden he's like, okay, well, I know exactly what's going on. Why don't we take a break and I'll tell you what's going on? And we're like, what are you talking about? The problem is he has a lack of growth hormone. He's like 6'8". How can he have a lack of growth hormone? So then they decided they're going to try this growth hormone injection. Within 2 weeks, he would be coming upstairs and wanting to sit with us. He wanted to eat dinner with us. We noticed him talking more.
Once I started feeling better and started taking the injections, I've been feeling a lot better and able to go to school and work on a regular basis.
The accurate diagnosis was the key in this whole process. If we kept going with what we were going with before, I don't think I would have my son right now.
Each year, more than 1.4 million people suffer brain injuries. Your generosity makes it possible for CNS to continue important research on accurately diagnosing traumatic brain injury. To make a donation, visit us at neurologicalstudies.com/donations or call us at 313-228-0930.